Yo, what's good? It's your boy Wilson from EmceeTV coming at you live from EmceeTV Studios in Des Moines, Iowa. Oh, as always, with me, my bro.
This your boy Big Ray West BIGG representing the west side of Des Moines, Iowa, not to be confused with the West Coast and they know.
What's happening, bro? How you feeling?
What that don't do, man.
Man, I'm feeling good.
It's a Tuesday, man. I'm sitting here trying to blast this link out to some viewers real quick.
Yep, I'm on the same joint.
Yeah, man. So let's give a couple seconds, let people gather in.
I got an exciting one going down tomorrow morning about noon. I got the new second part. That's part 2 of me and Chris Webby with the interview we did. The streets seem to enjoy it. You know what I mean? The fans have really been jumping on and supporting, and the video's doing great, and I'm feeling great about it. You know what I mean? I think it was a great interview. We did a lot with it, and it was fun. So I'm hoping to continue building.
Yeah, that's a dope accomplishment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you.
Baby, you know what I'm saying? All right, I'm done sharing the link. All right. It's a Tuesday. On EmceeTV, man. There's some news going on in the city. You know what I'm saying? A lot of local things happening. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple things I'd like to touch on if that's okay.
By all means, let's do it.
Okay, so firstly, I think you might dig this one. This comes in via the Des Moines Register. You know what I'm saying? The last piece is in place for the Des Moines Pro Soccer complex. It's supposed to be downtown or some shit.
Yeah, right off of MLK Parkway.
Yeah, it says one backer called the last piece of a long unsolved puzzle has fallen into place as Des Moines City Council approved a $7 million tax increment financing deal for a pro soccer stadium on a remediated Superfund site adjacent to downtown in Des Moines.
That's dope. I know they've been working on that for a long time. They moved a lot of dirt out of there. One of the homies that I got has been working on that site, and oh
yeah,
it's ultra exciting to find out that they're going to go ahead and keep moving with that. Originally, this is bits and pieces of the details that I got, but originally it was my understanding that Come and Go was going to go ahead and build that, and then when they sold off a lot of their assets in Des Moines to Maverick, I believe that put kind of the halt on the project, and so it slowed things down a lot. But man, that's awesome. If it's going to go ahead and continue going through, it'd be huge for Des Moines to have an MLS team. And I mean, so we focus a lot on U.S. Sports because we live in the U.S., but globally, soccer is the largest sport in the world.
They don't even call it soccer.
Right. It's football.
Right.
We jacked a title.
We fucking the game up, dog. Hey, and soccer seems big in Iowa. You know, it seems big in Des Moines. My son, a lot of his friends and people that he goes to school with, he's a freshman at Roosevelt, and they're all into soccer, and you know. That's kind of different for me. My son was into soccer, so I was obligated to go to soccer games and actually watch soccer for the first time in my entire life. And, you know, it's kind of competitive when you understand it and you got a reason to cheer, you know?
For sure.
Like when your kids out there whooping ass and shit, you know, it's a different type of ball game. And you finally understand what's going on and the objective of the game and positions and roles and all of that. You know, it's deeper than just kicking the ball in the net.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Both of my kids played soccer. My daughter played from when she was tiny, and my son played when he was little, and then he kind of lost track of it and then ended up falling in love with baseball and then basketball. But yeah, I mean, I've been around a soccer pitch for a lot of years, and I enjoy watching it. You know what I mean?
You're a soccer dad. You already know what time it is.
Yeah. Yep. We've been to a couple of joints up in Minneapolis and Kansas City. And so it'd be dope to have one to go hit up here. Not to mention, it's another avenue for concerts. You know what I mean? They're talking about this mug being able to hold 5,000 people, and talking about
Yeah.
hosting events and different things. So that's a
And Casey Center don't like that.
that's an opportunity, man. It's an opportunity for the city, and that's for the consumer. That's a win.
Yeah, I dig it. Hey, shout out to soccer, man. I thought you might dig that one. Okay, and then there's another one, an iconic venue in Des Moines. I know you're familiar with the Ingersoll Dinner Theater. It used to be the Copacabana and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
They're about to reopen.
okay. They've been working on that for a minute.
Yeah, so the Ingersoll is now branded as the Ingersoll, and it's to reopen in Des Moines after a $5 million renovation.
Dang.
And their opening date is December 31st.
Oh,
You know what
props
I'm
to them.
saying?
New Year's Eve.
And it says this comes in via the Des Moines Register as well. Developers are investing over $5 million to revive the Westside Des Moines landmark, which had fallen into disrepair in recent years. The new facility will feature musical performances and other entertainment, along with seating and food options before shows. That's
Okay.
huge, bro. And this is a time where we need all the music venues we can get. So the soccer stadium, the Ingersoll is back, and that's both bringing opportunities for concerts, so that's awesome.
I think they pumped a bunch of money into the Drake Theater a while back too, and put a little life back in that one. I had some homies that went and watched Goonies there. As a matter of fact, my kids went and watched Goonies with some of the homies a while back.
Okay, you talking about the one on like 25th or some shit?
Yep, just west of Lefties.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Motherfucking what used to be over there? ACA Euros over there. I forget which Euro places. They're in the East Village now though.
Okay. So
Olympic Flame. Wow.
oh, yep. That used to be across the street from the old studio.
Olympic Flame.
There we go. It's kind of exciting to see some money invested in Ingersoll because, I mean, if the East Village is the East Village, then that's the West Village or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know what that's going to get for a nickname, but clearly there's some opportunities over there for folks to build up and put some money into it. They used to call it the Ingersoll Crawl when I first came out here, and there was Wellman's and what all bars were down there. There was a whole gang of bars right there on Ingersoll that everybody used to hit up.
Yeah, man. Wellman's, Zim's, fucking.
Yep.
I can't remember. They all changed their little names and stuff, but they still exist. Pretty sure the Greenwood Lounge is still down there.
Ingersoll Tap.
I don't know, man. I just hope with this new venue, I hope it's not all they try to do all bougie, like just Nutcracker, straight
Civic Center type
artists.
stuff.
Yeah, man, let's diversify this stuff. Let's get some country guys in there, let's get some R&B acts in there. Let's get some rock and roll guys in there, but let's get some hip hop guys in there. Like, let's do it all. Let's Let's not just cater to one group of people.
For sure.
You know? And then, go ahead.
I saw Gene Simmons from KISS is on Capitol Hill today testifying, and he's trying to get, apparently, there's been a long run. I'm going to pull up the article, make sure I don't misquote this. I saw this actually on the news, but I'm sure that this shouldn't be hard to find an article on it. There we go.
And shout out to CP, Yacht Club. How can we miss that? Alpine.
Slacking on Yacht Club. All right, so this one comes in from the Hill. Usually I stray away from politics, but this one isn't necessarily a politic thing as much as it is a music thing. It says Gene Simmons testifies before Senate on American Music Fairness Act. Gene Simmons, KISS bassist and recent Kennedy Center honoree, testified Tuesday afternoon before the Senate Judiciary Subcommittee on Intellectual Property about the American Fairness Act. The legislation sponsored by Senator Marsha Blackburn, Republican from Tennessee, and Representative Darrell Issa, Republican from California, seeks to require radio corporations to pay performers for playing their music. Simmons, along with more than 300 major artists, signed a letter earlier this year urging lawmakers to pass the bill. Quote, having spent my career in the music and entertainment industry, I understand the vital importance of the issue. The American Fairness Act represents sound public policy, Simmons said in a recent statement. Artists must be properly compensated for their work. unquote. The hearing was scheduled to begin at 3 p.m. Eastern today. And basically, from what I saw on CNBC this afternoon, it boils down to when singles are being broken by a radio DJ, they're not required to compensate the musician. So people aren't getting paid off radio spins. They are tracked on RIAA and the Nielsen Sound Scam, but you aren't paid for them. And so they're saying, because the industry has changed and maybe he said, I reap some benefit from being played on the radio, but the dynamics have changed, and so the metrics of payment need to be changed, and so they need to relook at the situation and figure out how it all needs to be handled going forward.
Man, OG Nina told you best, man. FTI, the industry's a bunch of punks. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, they got the motherfucking industry in a headlock, dog. Like, nobody's being compensated properly but the owners. And the owners, they're the people that are putting out the material, you know what I'm saying? Distributing and then putting the money behind producing it. But everybody's getting paid like that except for the people that are actually creating it, the art. The artist is getting suckered, but the machine that put it out to the world is making all the money, and the machine that puts you in the $1 million studios and all the who's, that's who's making the real money. They're just giving you a couple shillings, you know what I'm saying, to keep you smiling and dancing.
Couple chips off the block.
Yeah, dog. So, that's dope for Gene Simmons, It's always a beautiful thing when artists take a stand and fight for what's really theirs, fight for their keep.
I think Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, there's a handful of people that were affiliated with this. I can't quite remember who all they were, but yeah, it sounds like it's a good thing. You know what I mean? In terms of getting a little compensation for some of these artists that are being played on they're saying basically they were cheated out of billions of dollars over the years. There was some benefit to it, but there was a lot of benefit for them as well, for these clear channels and, major radio stations that have been reaping the benefit and not had to pay anything for the material that they used.
Yeah, man. So, yeah.
Wow.
On this next one, this is local. Are you familiar with the Joppa Experience?
I've not heard of the Joppa Experience.
Yeah, so the Joppa Experience is a local restaurant in Des Moines. A local restaurant in Des Moines.
How is that? Is that JAPA?
JOPPA.
JOPPA. Okay.
Yeah, so recently, last week, we were told by the owner of Joppa Experience in Des Moines that, they were facing closure last week, Stuff was getting tough and, last Monday was supposed to be their last day. And, they had post up and they were asking for support from the community and they had a GoFundMe up and like that, Okay, so apparently the community responded majorly and Joppa Experience remains open today.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's a beautiful thing right there to see the community rally behind, a local, selling some local things, and they covered, Des Moines Register covered it. It was on the news and shit. I was very surprised, for the love and overwhelming support. And I think that's great, man. So shout out to Joppa Experience, man. They specialize in soul food and Chicago-style food, you know what I'm saying? So go check that out. It's on 6th Avenue, man, if you never had Joppa Experience. I have. And I tell you, try the Italian beef. I'll tell you that. And they got cake. They got good-ass cake, some caramel cake. Try that shit, too.
Okay. I'm going to have to peep it out.
Yeah.
So this one comes in from Facebook, and I just stumbled upon it when I pivoted over there real quick.
Yeah.
And I've been messing with the Underground Kings real heavy lately. I definitely, I mess with Herb. You know what I mean? I like what I mess with Herb. I mess with Herb and his message, and I like what he's been doing. But this is definitely exciting. It looks like they got some upcoming touring dates. February 19th, 20th, 21st, 26th, and 28th.
Underground Kings. Why the fuck I'm thinking UGK? I'm tripping. What UGK mean?
That's Underground Kings too, I think.
Okay. I'm thinking
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
damn,
my
Pimp
bad. My
C
bad. I
and
fumbled on this. Unconventional Kings.
okay.
Unconventional
I'm like,
Kings.
what the fuck is
Yep.
going on, dog?
Yeah, that was my fault. That was my fault. I misspoke.
Okay. I was
Unconventional
genuinely
Kings.
confused.
Yeah, no, that was
Nah.
my fault. My
Okay.
fault. We're
Yeah.
gonna run it back real quick. I've been messing with Herb from Unconventional Kings
You
extra
talking
heavy.
about that duo, the light skinned brother and the white dude with the beard, that
Strange
duo.
music.
Okay,
Yep.
yes.
It goes up
Unconventional.
entertainment. Yep.
And you called him what's his name?
Herb Dalton.
I don't even know him. That's the lead singer, that's the guitarist.
That's the light skinned dude. That's the lead singer.
I thought his name was like High Def or something.
Oh, I mean his real name's Herb.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah,
lost,
his
bro.
name is
my
High
bad.
Def.
Let me just shut up and hear the story.
No,
I'm
we
lost
good.
as
We good.
fuck.
They out doing some new touring. Looks like they got a bunch of stuff lined up. February 19th, 20th, 21st, 26th, 28th. It's the Gone Since November tour. They got Bigg, Doobie, The Real Kyrie. There's a gang of folks on this. Joey Cool, Unconventional Kings, obviously, and then the Hill Speed family. So 5 new dates were just announced. This came out like 18 hours ago. Super exciting. So much love to them. Much props. You know what I mean? I mess with their movement heavily. It's very exciting to see what they're doing. And they're out there messing with Violet Brown real big right now. She's back in their movement. You know, you got strange music in the mix. They're definitely pushing the movement. It's exciting, man. It's exciting. Plus, the homie Joey Cool involved with it. That's my dog. You know what I mean? We got him on Back to Bars Volume 2 coming out real soon.
And Unconventional Kings are super dope, you know.
Yeah.
I've seen them. I think they opened up for Mayday. You know, I was at that
King
Mayday
ISO
show.
too on that joint you were on.
Yep. Okay, and we opened up for King ISO together. And yeah, man. I'll tell you what, man. Strange Music does a very good job at finding talent. You know, the artists that they lock into, their stage show is usually next level, or you know what I'm saying, way above good.
Yeah, no slouch.
Yeah.
I mean, they know what they're doing. They got the proper material. They run through it. You know, I mean, you can tell it's well rehearsed. They put a lot into it.
Yeah, for sure, man. And that like I was saying on our last podcast on Sunday, I probably had one of my worst sets ever. But you know I didn't put the work into that set. You know, I didn't rehearse at all, and you know I'm a rehearser. I'm big on rehearsals, you know, and I didn't do any of that. You know, I got cocky with it and lazy with it, and it showed. You know, you get what you put in, and I put in nothing, and I felt like I got terrible results, and it showed. So when guys go out there like them and you know destroy the stage nightly, in my eyes, I see okay, these guys put in the work. They're rehearsing. You know, they know their music like they're supposed to. Like, hard work shows on the stage, in my opinion.
Without a doubt. You know, I did an interview with Tech years ago, and he said that, you know what I mean? I said, man, you guys were awesome tonight. That was a great show. And he said, there was a sprinkle of greatness. You know what I mean? He said, we had a couple of mess ups, you know what I mean? But it's going to get better tomorrow. You know what I mean? We practice a lot, but there was a couple of snafus tonight, and, you know, he saw it. But as an average fan, not an average fan, I'm a little bit more than an average fan, I suppose.
Right.
But, you know, to the naked eye, we'll say it looked like a clean show. You know what I mean? It looked great.
My wife says that, like, when she'll be out there, she records a lot of my shit, you know. So after we have a show, she'll be all hyped up. Y'all did great. Y'all did whoop-de-whoop-de. I'm like, man, hell nah, man. I messed it up. I dropped it here. T-Bear fucked up here. He didn't say it right here. I didn't do it right here. Da-da-da-da-da. I didn't even notice. Nobody in the crowd noticed. Everybody was rocking with y'all. The whole crowd was rocking with y'all. I'm like, man, hell nah, dog. Man, we did okay, but we definitely missed some shit.
I think that you know, the emotion and the excitement from a consumer, you know, you don't notice all those intricacies as much. You know what I mean?
And you shouldn't be studying us that damn hard anyway. You should be having a good time, enjoying your drink, and you know, vibing out to the music. You shouldn't know if I mispronounced one word or said the wrong word or got the whole line backwards and said it. Like you shouldn't know that type of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's dope, man. It's exciting to see everything moving in a positive direction. You know what I mean? Gas prices is down, people smiling. You know what I mean? I'm feeling good. Christmas 2 weeks away. 2 and change, whatever. Nah, it's two.
So hold on. So let me ask you on we kind of on shows right now, rapping and local shows. Okay, let's talk local shows
Let's do it.
and rap shows. Period. What are some things you would say are proper show etiquette? Say you're a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You're eager to get on some local shows. Bam, you finally in the door. I'm on local shows. What's some etiquette you would have out the gate, or some things that you've learned along the way that you would have? You know what I'm saying?
I have to slim it up. I just broke this chair.
Uh
Um, I would say holiday. You know what I mean? The holiday got me. I would say, promoting the show for sure. You got to be on
That's a
there.
great one, Steve.
Yeah, you got to
That's
be
a great
sharing
one.
it. You got to be talking about it, putting it on your story. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I think it's more than a flyer, though. You know what I mean? You got to be talking about it. If you have the opportunity, jump on a podcast and talk about it. Do you some shorts, some reels, that kind of stuff. Get you some video out there, because as great as a flyer is, people actually talking about it and watching these shorts and reels has way more impact, I think. And so I think you need to go that extra mile. You got to have that. Um,
Yes, very
and
good point.
it's got to be kind of consistent. You know what I mean? You got to have them. You got to have variations of them. You know what I mean? I dropped one today. I'm gonna drop one in 3 days. You know what I mean? You ain't got to hammer them. It ain't gonna be your entire Facebook wall, but you got to have a couple of them
Yeah.
out there.
So what do you say to the guy that says, "Man, I shared the flyer 2 days every single day. I promoted the show."
I mean, I think sometimes that can be off-putting. It's too much. You know what I mean? If that's all I'm seeing, then maybe I hit unfollow or take a break or whatever. You know what I mean? That's too much.
Absolutely.
You're pushing me
Absolutely.
away. I don't need to see it everywhere I look, but I do. I want to be reminded. You know what I mean? You sprinkle it in there. It's like salt. You know what I mean? You gotta sprinkle it in there. You can't put spoonfuls in that joint. You know what I mean? You want it subtle.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna build the list. We're gonna build a list. That's
Okay.
number one. Number two, I would add being on time.
Amen.
Be on time to the show. So if the promoter tells you that our sound check is 8 o'clock, our doors open at 8:30, each artist goes on at this and that time, you need to be there at the sound check. You know what I'm saying? Don't be the artist that comes, "Oh, you said I performed at 11, so I'm coming at 11." Like, man, have some respect, man. You know what I'm saying? This is just my opinion. This ain't law, but this is my opinion. But if you're on a show, be on time to the show. Be there for sound check. Be there for when the doors open.
Amen. Not to mention, you want to support the homies because you want them to support you. You know what I
That's a
mean?
good.
You don't want them and their crew to be performing and cutting out. You know what I mean? Ideally, everybody support everybody, because if we live in Iowa, it could be a cold winter night and we might not have much for attendance. You might be performing to your peers.
Yeah,
And if it's cold and they don't want to stick around and you're known for cutting out on them, they might deuce out on you.
I hear that. See, that's a good one. Hey,
Yeah.
what we got for three?
Yeah. So I would say, you know what I mean? Stay for the whole show. I mean, there's
Oof.
situations where you can't stay for the whole show. But in most situations, you need to try and stick around for the whole show. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Obviously, we all know life happens, but you should support your fellow MCs and DJs and the folks that put you on the show. You know what I mean?
I agree 1,000%. Not only support, but you should want to see what everybody else got cooking up. You
Heck
should
yeah.
want to see what the competition is. Like staying is big for me. If I come to a rap show that I perform at, man, unless the promoter piss me off, I'm gonna be there until the very end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Not to mention, like you said, you can soak up some game. Like, oh man, look what they doing on their set. Why ain't we doing that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's great. Okay. That's three. Four, let's go have merch.
Amen.
Have merch.
It'll make you stand out.
If I'm able to set up merch, man, I'm not doing no show and not being able to sell my merch, man. Like, that's crazy. Like,
That's
if
how
you
you make your money.
get, man, because nine times out of 10, we didn't get paid to be there. Okay. We might have even came out the pocket to a little bit to open up for somebody or something like that, or had to move some tickets or something.
Even if it was only gas money, there's an investment.
Yeah. So have your merch. If you're a rapper and you're rapping and you're doing multiple shows, man, you have to have a merch table. I need to be able to leave with something physically. If you kill that stage, I want to spend my money with you. I want to support this movement. You got potential, homie. Like, what do you got? Give me something. I need something. These guys have nothing. These guys, they get on the stage, they kill it, then they go outside to smoke weed or go to the bar and buy drinks.
Yep. And
Right.
ideally, you bring an additional person with you to man that merch table so that it's constantly operating.
And it's not everybody. To my artists out there that got merch tables, hey, y'all whooping ass. But to the homies that don't, man, hey, no disrespect, but, let's advance. Let's get that merch table cracking.
Everybody knows somebody with a card table floating around, even if it's just a white joint. It might not have a cover on it, nothing yet, but you can work up to that. You can build up to it.
And when you take yourself serious, man, you'd be surprised how many people around you take you serious. They're like, oh, damn. Every time I see him, his shit's all set up and shit with the lights and shit. Like, damn, they do this shit. Man. Opposed to the guy that don't do none of that,
Real talk. Yep. And I would say, that covers a good chunk of it.
Give me one more. Because I got one more.
I mean, if you can, I suppose, support your homies by buying some merch. You know what I mean? That's not always feasible. Maybe you got enough money to buy one drink, show up, rock your set, you know what I mean? Or whatever, you know what I mean? Times are tough. I know a lot of people right now are even, for some of these last shows that we were trying to push tickets for, I was hitting up people that were regular attendees. And, some of them would hit me up and go, bro, I just ain't got the money right now. You know what I mean? I ain't got an extra $30, $40 to grab a ticket. So I get it. It can be tough.
Yeah, I try to, when I go to shows, whether I'm performing or not, I try to always buy merch. I try to leave with something from somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the feeling, and it's strictly off of that. You might have some dope shit, but you might not even have nothing dope to me. But I'm just trying to, leave with something to let you know I know the struggle. You know what I'm saying?
I support your movement.
I support the motherfucking movement, man, because I know the grind. So I definitely try to do that, man. Even if I'm broke, I'm like, shit, what's the cheapest shit you got? Like, what can $2, $3, $4? What can I get under $5? But sometimes I'm feeling really good and I want the most expensive thing you got. I want your vinyl. I want your motherfucking custom hoodie. Like,
yep.
I do that too. So my last one would be, bro, for artists going to shows, have your music prepared before the show.
That's true. That's true.
Don't come to the show, man. Come to the show after the show has already started. We're mid-show. We've had multiple performers. You come to the show talking about, hey, I just emailed you my music. Can you download it real quick? I'm about to go on. Like,
the venue might not have Wi-Fi. You might be in trouble, dog.
Dog, that shit is crazy, and I've dealt with it multiple times, man. People know you knew you had a show all month. There's probably
or longer.
There's probably a group chat or something. A good promoter has a group chat and he's coordinating and letting everybody involved know, what should be happening. And man, artists wait till the day of or at the show, come to the show and email you their music or be like, oh, can you just run it off my phone? I don't have no USB. Like, dead serious, bro.
Yeah, and that makes it tough, man, because it's like, bro, I'm already, maybe I got kinks. Maybe I forgot a cord at home or whatever while I'm up there spinning. And you know what I mean? Like, now you going to throw another wrench in my day and
the DJ's always the villain. If the DJ isn't super flexible and goes against everything, he's the villain.
Yeah.
Why you ain't performing, man? Oh, because that punk ass DJ. Like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild, man.
So man, yeah, if you're a young artist listening, man, follow these 6 things, man, and hey, people will look at you with a lot more respect, man.
Not to mention, this is not as much a rule as it is a piece of advice, but network. You know what I mean?
Network.
Some some
That should be up in the top 3.
some of us are introverts, and you don't want to necessarily get out there and slap hands with everybody, but but this is your opportunity to maybe slap hands with some of your peers that you don't see on a regular, or somebody that you know off of Facebook that you ain't actually ever got a chance to dap up. Come over, say what's up, and
Yeah.
then dip out. Maybe you're too high to talk right now. You know what I mean? You're uncomfortable, you're awkward,
Yeah.
but just dap me up,
Yeah.
say what's up, and then peace out. I ain't gonna make it
Steve.
awkward. You know?
Hey, and that's real, man. Networking is everything. I love to collaborate. I like to rap with everybody. With that being said, man, if you're seeing this, man, and you from the town, you from the city, Des Moines, and you've been wanting to link up, or you don't know how to approach it, like, hey, I rap. Let's rap together. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying? It's that simple for me. I mean, it's got to be dope though. Don't think just because you know what I'm saying, you can rhyme, you could just send me anything and I'm gonna just do it because you're from Des Moines. I don't mean like that. Now you got to have a little bit of skill, and you got to have some discipline and work ethic, but for the most part, I'm open to working with a lot of folks and doing some collaborations.
I dig it. I dig it. I think that's great advice. You know what I mean? If you don't always get something out of this podcast, that's something I hope people take away. You know what I mean? We putting game out there. You know what I mean? We're having fun. We're talking shit. We're keeping you up on current events in the city and in our region of the Midwest, and letting you know what's going on with hip hop and just news and stuff like that. But yeah, you know what I mean? Tap in, because you can get a gem out this podcast. Real talk.
Yeah, man, I want to hit the comments real quick, man. CP, shout out to CP. CP says, shout out to fellow artists that are performing as well as the staff working at the venue for allowing the platform for the music. Absolutely. CP follows that up with, that's a huge one right there. Nothing kills the vibe more than coming unprepared with your music. Nothing kills the vibe more than not coming prepared with your set music ready and on something accessible. Very valid.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a flash drive for $6. You know what I mean? Like, if you ain't invested in your career, why is anybody else going to invest their time in you?
Yeah.
I ain't talking about paying for a $10,000 studio session. I'm talking about $6, bro. That's a beer.
Yeah, and then shout out to homie Marcel P. Black. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't approve of my list because I didn't say and don't rap over vocals.
Hey.
So I'll add that. You know what I'm saying? As a bonus one. You know what I'm saying? Study the work. You know what I'm saying? Study your craft. Study your music. Study your lyrics. And if you're a rapper, a MC type rapper, don't rap over vocals, man, because you'll get so much more out of your performance, in my opinion. This isn't law. These are just opinions, but they're strong opinions. And, I stand by that.
It gives you a lot more flexibility too. You know what I mean? If you miss, you can pick back up or whatever,
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
I'll rock with it.
What's for dinner tonight, Steve-O?
I think we're doing enchiladas. The wife made up some enchiladas last night. They just got to hit the oven before we I'm gonna keep it a buck. We eat a lot of Mexican food at my house. You know what I mean? We had tacos on Thursday. It's enchiladas tonight. That's how we roll.
Very nice. That sounds good.
Yeah, what you messing with?
Leftover society.
Oh, I like it.
Leftover society.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Mom spaghetti.
You dig? I don't know. No, I want something different though, but man, I don't feel like cooking nothing today.
Yeah.
I don't feel like cooking, so
I'm gonna have kind of a busy night. I got to get back over to the other joint, do a little more painting on the ceiling. It's about done, and then I'm gonna put a gallon of paint on the walls, and then the big room is done. I put some drywall up the other day, closing off some of the frame out work we had done, and had a little more wiring to do with the electrical. But it's basement's about done. And then it's just hauling all the tools and material out And I'm thinking in the next 3 weeks we start the cleaning and be done with it for January 1st.
Oh, I hear you, shit, man. That's dope, man. Congratulations. I know you've been busting ass on that motherfucker.
Yeah, it's not fun, but it had to be done. You know.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure. Man, you want to get ready to get up out of here or what? What we thinking?
yeah, we could do that.
Or we still got time? I'm good on both.
I got another quick minute.
Okay, shit. The homie Splashy G has a new single out.
Okay,
That's called Nights Like This.
I
You know
dig
what I'm
it.
saying? And then Frank Loke has a new single out called OG with Triggerlotti. So there's some local love right there.
Okay.
hmm Check those out if y'all get some time. Frank Loke and Splashy G. New music from Des Moines.
This one comes in from Hip Hop DX. I just snagged this one real quick.
Yep.
It says Method Man admits he didn't like Drake's Wu-Tang Forever. I wasn't getting on that. Story comes in from Hip Hop DX. It says Method Man explains why he rejected Drake's Wu-Tang Forever remix, admitting he didn't like the song and was confused why it was named after his crew's blockbuster second album. Appearing on Carmelo Anthony and Kazim Famuyadi, Famuyad's
Don't even do
7
it to yourself. Don't even do it to yourself.
Famuyad's 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast, Johnny Blaze revisited the proposed 2013 posse cut for which Drizzy unsuccessfully attempted to assemble the entire Wu-Tang Clan. I like Drake. I think he's a dope artist. He puts out some great music, obviously. Otherwise, he wouldn't be as big as he is. Meth began. But then he sent the record. We were overseas. And, some brothers were trying to write to it. And I'm sitting there like, I don't like it. I was like, what does this have to do with Wu-Tang Forever? I'm not questioning his artistic ability or anything. I'm just saying, from my perspective, it was more or less like, I'm not getting on that. He said, I guess we kind of came too hard for him. He wanted us to talk about broads, but at the time we weren't on no broad mode. We were hard body at the time, he said. I think later on I said to myself, what the hell was I rhyming about? I was rhyming some hardcore shit. He wanted us to talk about some bitches. We got the track last minute. We only had about 6 hours to write this thing. He was talking about something totally different, so the subject matter just didn't mesh. Inspector Deck also addressed the situation on Vlad TV in 2015, arguing that Drake's track did not represent the Wu-Tang Clan. Deck claimed that Wu-Tang Forever did not directly sample Wu-Tang Clan's It's Your Biz, but instead sampled It's Yours by Tila Rock and Jazzy J, which proved the basis for Wu-Tang's version, provided the basis for Wu-Tang's version. I did not hear the track Wu-Tang Forever. I'm not an avid Drake listener, but it sounds like it was not supported by the Wu.
I'm sure. I know I've heard it, but like you, I don't slap Drake either.
Yeah, I mean, I would if I seen him, but ooh,
I was gonna let you live. That shit. I felt it. I knew.
I wouldn't just hit
that.
Aubrey for no reason.
Called that man Aubrey.
I'm just talking trash.
Yeah, hey, like I said, man, hey, whatever. How do you say it? He's not an MC. We know that. Drake is not a rapper. Like,
there we go.
He's not an MC, but whatever he is,
he's an entertainer.
A musician, he's an entertainer. Whatever you want to use, he's great at that.
Yep,
and
undoubtedly.
I don't think anybody could take that away from him.
Yeah.
Has it been exposed that he doesn't write every single lyric? Sure, of course it has. You know what I'm saying? Does that eliminate him from being an MC? Of course it does. But does he come out and act or say he's the MC? And to my knowledge, he doesn't. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know that he has come out and claimed himself as an MC. I didn't like that he took a dump on the U.S. recently either. You know what I mean? Like with the whole, what do you say? The best musicians come out of Europe.
I mean, he knows, but
He's
he
just
knows
trying to
what
be
it was gonna do.
controversial.
Actually, because you're talking about it now, type shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like he knows what he was doing. And Buddy from when Buddy was battling Joyner Lucas, like it was the raise hype to all that shit. Like
Yeah.
these motherfuckers say the wildest shit, man, to generate views, clicks, and likes and cash. You know, like when one gimmick is over, you got to start the next one, and it's just a cycle, man. Who could
That's
say
true.
the craziest, most outlandish stuff? I got a new album out. Well, check this out. F them type of people over there.
Right. When it's wild to see. So it's one thing to see a young dude do it like Drake or whatever, and somebody that kind of grew up in it. But I feel like, somebody else that capitalizes off of that very strongly is Kanye.
Oh
And he
yeah.
says some of the craziest stuff.
Oh
And
yeah.
he's older than you, I'm sure, and
Oh
probably my
yeah.
age or older than me even. You know what I mean? So it's wild to me that he didn't grow up in that era. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's a tool without a doubt, but there's consequences for that shit too.
Yeah, man. Kanye has mastered the art of doing that. Chuck Taylor's good at it too.
I was just gonna say, you took the words right out of my mouth. The game is good at that too.
But with that being said, have you heard his new album yet? I
have
haven't.
not.
I
Is it out?
haven't. It is.
Okay, because it was.
It is.
You're talking about the Gangster Grills with
Yeah.
DJ Drama?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because it was supposed to drop, and then they
yeah.
pushed it off.
Oh yeah, it's here, and I've been hearing nothing but great reviews. I
Okay.
haven't seen anything bad about it because I'm a
Okay.
comment reader. So
Well,
before I dive into it, you know what I'm saying? I'm reading all the comments and I'm looking at, the perception. I
all
like
right.
the perception is good right now, so I like to hear that, and I'm definitely gonna play it. Even if the reception was bad, I'm just gonna play it just because it's Chuck Taylor, because he's who he is, type shit. But
Well, all right. So let's close out on that one. We'll both listen to it. I'm gonna try and spin it down at the gym here. I'm leaving for the gym here in just a minute. I'll spin it down at the gym, and you get to it, tonight or whenever you can. And then whenever we jump on next Thursday, Sunday, whatever, we'll reconvene with our thoughts, and we'll see what the thought process was on the or the
that'll
feelings.
be easy. That'll be easy.
The feelings on the record.
If we're gonna talk about it, then I'm gonna just wait to slap it until Thursday, then, because I want the thoughts to be fresh on my mind.
Okay. All right. My time and focus is so split up. I'm gonna have to chisel away at that. Otherwise, homework gonna come due, and I'm gonna go. I didn't even get it started.
Didn't even get a chance to play it, dog. What'd you think, though?
Hang on, let me see what AI thought real quick.
AI says it's an authentic Compton sound, missing Dr. Dre, but Compton nonetheless.
Sounds like he was influenced by Eazy-E.
The game's influences: Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, MC8.
Let me see if I can find the name of this show I watched last night. We'll close out on this last little topic. It was a new TV show that I fired up, and I was just going to watch one episode while I fell asleep. And it caught my attention, and I started the second one and did not get a chance to finish it. Here we go. It just came out this year. It's called On Call. It's a TV series on Amazon Prime. It says, this is the breakdown from imdb.com. It says it follows a pair of police officers on patrol as they respond to a new radio call arriving on the scene to resolve incidents. It's a graphic show. It's pretty wild, pretty intense. There's a handful of big actors and whatnot in it. Eric LaSala is in there. Mac Brandt's kind of a B-level actor. You see him from time to time. There was a handful of faces I recognized, I guess. I don't necessarily know that any of these people are super big, but it's worth your time. It kind of made me think about you and the homie Nuisance, because you guys both, you listen to a lot of stuff from Long Beach, Crooked Eye, you know what I mean? And Nuisance lives out in Long Beach. So I thought, and
Crooked Eye, the road, Crooked Eye.
When we was on the road together, you wanted to watch Top Cops the whole time. So.
It's Top Cops. What the fuck is that?
But whatever it was.
First 48.
My palms were sweating, bro. You had me nervous. I was uncomfortable.
Hell yeah.
There's a lot of police going on.
Hell yeah, shit. Hey, that's what we do, boy. Watch Cops, First 48, motherfuckers going to jail, boy. That's how you got to study this shit, homie.
I felt like they was gonna come through the door any minute. I had to go.
I knew it wasn't for me. I ain't did shit.
Ghost of pussy past.
Shit, hey, I feel you. That's your conscience getting at your ass. My shit's clean, baby.
Oh no. All right. Until next time, it's your boy that motherfucking Steve for EmceeTV.
It's your boy Big Ray West, BIGG, representing the west side of Des Moines, Iowa, not to be confused with the West Coast. And they know.
Hey, as always, we appreciate you liking, sharing, subscribing, telling a friend to tell a friend. This podcast is growing, y'all. We got over 2,000 new subs this year. We got a lot of traction coming, so I appreciate everybody.
Like, no, it ain't. No, y'all did.
It's growing. It's growing. You know what I mean? We even got a couple of haters in the comment section. You know you doing it when you got people talking trash.
No, y'all don't.
Until next time, we out. Peace.
We've been known to snatch a piece or two. Y'all can't take over cause we gon' eat the you. Rock steady like a ginger brought Aretha through. This shit torture and I'ma keep feeding you. On that East Coast shit, y'all better duck down. Price on his dome, 5 on it like yuck mouth. When the plug get knocked, that's when the price jump. American Nightmare, that's where the Spice won. Rappers running like Ricky in the alleyway. Putting an end to the week, no Saturday. They want static, get it shaking like hash is clay. Passionate thugs mixing Douce with Alizé.
Don't play with us, them moves ain't got you safe enough. Yelling fuck 'em like Smokey off the angel dust. My life so real, sounds like I made it up. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up. Dangerous, sharper than a razor's touch. We hit that strip and get the cake enough. God hate ugly, so ain't no saving us. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up.
Big